The StG 45M, Sturmgewehr 45, literally storm rifle or assault rifle 1945, sometimes referred to as the MP45M, was a prototype assault rifle developed by Mauser for the Wehrmacht at the end of World War II, using an innovative roller-delayed blowback operating system. It fired the 7.92 x 33 mm Kurs, or Pistolenpatroni 7.9 mm, intermediate cartridge at a cyclic rate of around 450 rounds per minute. Overview. The origin of this rifle can be traced back to the final years of World War II when Mauser engineers at the Light Weapon Development Group, Abteilung 37, at Oberndorf am Neckar designed the MKB Gerät 06, Maschinen Karabiner Gerät 06 or Machine Carbine Instrument 06, prototype assault rifle chambered for the intermediate 7.92 x 33 mm Kurs cartridge, first with the Gerät 06 model using a roller-locked mechanism which was unique for being gas-operated, as opposed to recoil operation, originally adapted from the MG42 machine gun, but with a fixed barrel and conventional gas-actuated piston rod. Dr. Karl Meyer, one of Mauser's scientists at the time, realized that with careful attention to the mechanical ratios, the gas system could be omitted. The resultant weapon, the Gerät 06H, the H suffix is an abbreviation for halbverriegelt or half-locked, was assigned the designation StG 45M, Sturmgewehr 45M. Though appearing simple, developing the roller-delayed blowback firearm action was a hard technical and personal effort, as German engineering, mathematical and other scientists had to work together on a like-it-or-not basis led by Odt Helmut von Lossnitzer, the director of Mauser Werke's Weapons Research Institute and Weapons Development Group. Experiments showed roller-delayed blowback firearms exhibited bolt bounce. To counter bolt bounce, the perfect angle choice on the nose of the bolt head had to be found. Mathematician Dr. Karl Mayer provided analysis of the components, assemblies in the development project. In December 1943, Mayer came up with an equation that engineers used to change the angles in the receiver to 45 degrees and 27 degrees on the locking piece relative to the longitudinal axis, solving the bolt bounce problem. With these angles, the geometrical transmission ratio of the bolt carrier to the bolt head became 3:1, so the rear bolt carrier was forced to move 3 times faster than the bolt head. The rearward forces on the bolt carrier and receiver were 2:1. The force and impulse transmitted to the receiver increases with the force and impulse transmitted to the bolt carrier. Making the bolt carrier heavier lessens the recoil velocity. For Mauser's Gerät 06H/StG 45M project, Mayer assumed a 120 grams bolt head and 360 grams bolt carrier, 1:3 ratio. However, the design required that the bolt started moving while the bullet was still in the barrel and the spent case fully pressurized. Using traditionally cut chambers resulted in separated cartridge case heads during testing. This problem was solved by cutting 18 longitudinal gas relief flutes in the chamber. Fluting the end of the chamber allowed combustion gases to float the neck and front of the cartridge case, providing pressure equalization between the front outer surface of the cartridge case and its interior. During the process, the front cartridge case would be typically show blackened, longitudinal scorch marks around the diameter of the case, which was characteristic for later roller-delayed blowback operated small arms, which also used the fluted chamber principle. The roller-delayed blowback firearm action was patented by Mauser's Wilhelm Stahel and Ludwig Vorgrimler. The StG 45M was intended to replace the Sturmgewehr 44 assault rifle, because the latter was rather expensive and time-consuming to produce. Compared to the StG 44's cost of 70 Reichsmarks, the StG 45M's calculated cost was 45 Reichsmarks. Parts for only 30 complete rifles were produced before the war ended. The StG 45M had an elevated iron sights line over the bore axis, in part to optimize the maximum point-blank range of the compared to full-power rifle cartridge's modest external ballistic performance of the 7.92 x 33 mm Kurs cartridge, ergonomics, and recoil management. While the StG 45M was intended to use the same 30-round magazine as its predecessor, the rifle is commonly pictured with the 10-round magazine designed for the Volkssturmgewehr. The shorter magazine was used by Mauser engineers during testing, as its lower profile was easier to use when test firing at the Mauser facility range. Post-World War II developments. The German technicians involved in developing the Sturmgewehr 45 continued their research in France at CEAM. The StG 45 mechanism was modified by Ludwig Vorgrimler and Theodor Loeffler at the Mulhouse facility between 1946 and 1949. 3 versions were made: chambered in .30 carbine, 7.92 x 33 mm curs, as well as the 7.65 x 35 mm cartridge developed by Cartoucherie de Valence and adopted in 1948. A 7.5 x 38 mm cartridge using a partial aluminium bullet was abandoned in 1947. Loeffler's design, designated the Carabin Mitrailleuse Modèle 1950, was retained for trials among 12 different prototypes designed by CEAM, MAC, and MAS. Vorgrimler later went to work at Setme in Spain and developed the line of Setme automatic rifles. Germany eventually purchased the license for the Setme design and manufactured the Heckler & Koch G3 as well as an entire line of weapons built on the same system, one of the most famous being the MP5. A few other post-World War II weapons used the roller-delayed locking system, such as the SIG SG 510. Type assault rifle. Place of origin Nazi Germany. Service history. In service May 1945. Used by Germany. Wars World War II. Production history. Designer Wilhelm Stahel. Designed 1944. Manufacturer Mauser. Produced 1945. No built 30. Specifications. Weight 4 kilograms, 8.8 pounds, with empty magazine. Length 940 mm, 37.0 in. Barrel length 419 mm, 16.5 in. Cartridge 7.92 x 33 mm curs, Pistolen Patroni 7.9 mm M43. Action roller delayed blowback. Rate of fire 350-500 rounds/min. Muzzle velocity 640 m/s, 2100 feet/s. Effective firing range 300 m. Maximum firing range 800 m. Feed system 10 or 30 round detachable box magazine. Sights rear, V-notch, front, hooded post.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.